電気つけっぱなし、鍵も開けっぱなしで。まあそんなこともあるかな。たまたま近く寄っただけだし、電話するほどでも。
That freaking moment right there. That moment where Mami realized what she just witnessed with her eyeballs and her on her phone, like son of a bitch, kind of just realizing it right then and there has got to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite moment of the series. And I mean, like, first season and this season so far. I don't know why that moment just resonated with me so much. Just Mami just like her memory is like fantastic. She's just there on her phone, just like pissed, like just looking at Kazuya's name, like why would he just be out? Like, grocery store hopping, lights on. And then she was like, yo, the back door was open. And then she's like, was that a purse right there? Like, that has got to be one of my favorite moments of the season. Like, just hands down. And I was wheezing. I don't know why. I was freaking dying from laughter during that moment. And I was like, yo, let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Like, I was just like, what a moment that was. And for a moment, I thought Mami was about to just like drop everything and just like yeet her way back and just like run back to the apartment. But thankfully she didn't. But that was definitely like hands down one of my favorite moments. And then now we transition into next episode. So at the end of this episode, she caught up Kazuya in the break room, or like the photocopying room or printing room, whatever it was. She caught him up and she was like, hey, do you have a second, kind of thing? Kazuya starts flipping out his crap because, he never texted her. She never texted him. They never talked about that moment where she came over or anything like that. So, he's freaking out. And then they show us the next preview for next episode where Kazuya is going to be granted an opportunity to take his manhood to the next level. And I know next week is going to be absolutely freaking fire. So let's talk about this episode. So the main things that happened in this episode, outside of Mami almost catching them, is it picks up right off where we left off last week, where Chizuru was, she lost her keys. She goes to Kazuya's apartment. She goes and chills there. Essentially, she goes to try and see if she can climb over to the balcony to try and get into her apartment. She can. She shares the moment with Kazuya because she almost falls. They get really close, facial wise. They're both a little bit embarrassed, so that's a really good sign for Kazuya. And then obviously Mami showed up. Then, after the fact, they have a conversation where Kazuya finally finds out a little bit more information about her, on a personal level, that her parents aren't around anymore. Dad split, mom's gone, grandpa's gone. All she has family-wise is her grandma. And, what she's doing now is she's living her life's dream, or she's living her life based on trying to make her dream happen, which is the promise that she made to her grandpa to become an actress one day. And that's kind of what's driving her forward. So Kazuya, got a really big part of her life revealed to him. And I think that's something that's really special and needs to hold on to. And he reciprocated that moment with sharing some of him and what his future plans are, and that he's going to support her, et cetera, et cetera. And then he ends up seeing her at school. She doesn't completely disacknowledge him at school, so definitely making those nice baby steps, making those strides forward into making this something real potentially for the future. Now, one of the things I definitely wanted to talk about is, oh my God, is Kazuya just a freaking... He's a mess, man. Like, this dude is so cringe and so lame. And I know, like, for me, Rent-A-Girlfriend is definitely like one of my favorites for sure. And anything I say right now doesn't diminish the fact that this show is awesome. Like, it's awesome. I love the characters. I love the girls. I love the art. I love the story. I hate Kazuya, but regardless of my hate for the main character, essentially, which really I think kind of like the main character is really Chizuru. But, outside of the main character and my hate for him, despise for him. I already know that going into it. Like, I knew, reading the manga, I already knew I hated this freaking guy. But regardless of that, like, I can't diminish the fact that he pisses me off so often. Like, Chizuru just walks up into his room, and instead of being like, hey, let's hang out, let's talk, let's watch TV, let's do anything. Just instead of talking at all, he's all up in his head about this situation, about how he's gonna ask her to stay the night. And I was like, okay, dude, come on, like, okay. Then he can't spark up a conversation after that. Then she was like, oh, let me go and try and climb over the balcony. Then he spends the whole time trying to like see a dress or whatever. And I'm like, yo, bro, come on, like. At that point, just be like, hey, you could just be like verbal, like, hey, do you want to hold on to me? I want to make sure you don't fall. Hey, you'll be careful. Then he grabs her in that moment, which I do think was the right move. He could be a little smoother about it. He could be like, hey, I got you. Don't worry. Whatever, hold my hand. He could be smooth about it, but he's just so not smooth. Like, his conversation flow ain't smooth. He's cringe. He's... when he lands on her, he's sweaty. He always sweaty. Like, why he's always sweaty? Like, I never seen one character or a person my whole life sweat that much. Like, boy is always sweaty. I'm just like, yo, you dripping sweat. It's disgusting. Take a shower. Like, it's so disgusting. And I know the sweat is there to depict his nervousness. I get it. But like, yo, come on, show up a little bit. Like, put your best foot forward. Then he's trying to, tell. Then he, we skip forward. We have the conversation he's having with Chizuru after she shares about family and stuff. And then again, he's stumbling over his words. You know what I mean? He's like, I want to be with you forever, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he could have worded it a little bit better. Just be like, hey, he talks about, hey, he's gonna run the convenience store and stuff, and he could have posed it a little different. Just say something of the effect of, my future is to run the convenience store, but the other part of my future can be supporting you in every single way. He could have been a little bit more smooth about it, or just tell her like, he could tell like, yo, I'm not in love with the person you pretend to be, which he's told her before. He'd be like, I'm in love with the person you are, chasing your dreams, and that's who I want to be with and support. Like, he could just be more smooth about it, but I would say this is his best moment so far, but damn, it was awful to watch. And I'm just like, yo, you could do so much better, bro. But I just gotta get that out there. Like, yo, the cringe level of this guy sometimes, it's just like, it's so irritating to watch. That's good writing, though, because it's intentional, so. But regardless, I'm gonna leave you guys on those thoughts there. Another fantastic episode. I think the Mami stuff, freaking hilarious. Love them hiding from her. Love the conversation that they have. Love that she opened up to Kazuya more. She's still not willing to call him anything more than rental girlfriend, client, neighbor. But, he made good strides. He saw her at school. She didn't disavow him at school. So definitely good moments for him overall. What did you think about this episode? Do you think he's as cringe as I'm saying? Did you like the Mami stuff? And what happens next with Kazuya and Chizuru? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And my friends, I'll see you guys next Friday for Rent a Girlfriend Fridays. Peace out.